Hey Mom, how's it going? So I'm actually doing a little interview right now, and I was being asked about who's someone I'm most grateful for in my life. And I wanted to say you are one of the person I'm most grateful for from the lessons you taught me. And just wanted you to say hi for the camera.
Hi guys. Well, thank you, Drew. That is so impressive. You've been one of our greatest joys. We said you were our best Christmas present ever.
Well, I love you guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Believe it or not, I was actually a corn and cattle farmer out in Iowa. There were times where I had to be a mechanic, as well as I had to one time stand on top of a Quonset holding something while my uncle drove to the store to get a part and come back. And so I'm like 4 stories up waiting there. So Quonset's the big cylinder buildings where they put the corn in. And apparently they're also really dangerous because you have to go get inside of them and walk around. And apparently you can't swim in corn either. We would start to spray chemicals, and I didn't want to be anywhere around that because I planned to have a family and do all this. So I wanted to be in something where I got to use my brain as opposed to my hands. And I watched my my family. My grandpa worked from when he was 8 to probably about 90. And that was why I actually got into working with them on the farm. Is he had fallen and hurt himself, and they needed some help. And I was kind of a lost college graduate at that point. Like, I knew I had a lot of potential. I knew there was a lot of things that I could do, but I didn't really have any purpose. So my family needed help, and I went out there to the farm, and it really taught me what I didn't want to do. Well, so when I first started, one of the first clients we worked with was curling irons and hot pads. And it was something where I thought really highly of myself, and I didn't really see the value in what I was doing until I was educated by some of my mentors about how much value we were able to create. And I remember looking back at what I was able to do with even just a program of selling curling irons to be able to do $2,000 a day going through that. And I'm like, man, this is really big business. And explaining to that family on the farm that I sold hot pads in Dallas, Texas, was like telling them I sold ice to an Eskimo. I got really excited because it was that problem I wanted to solve. I didn't ever want to work on an assembly line and do the same thing every day. I just don't have the patience for that. I thought it was exciting that we got to do new things and that there was some stuff that wasn't yet solved. It felt like I was paving a way to something different. My initial motivation to starting a career in sales was more about learning the back end of a business. I wasn't necessarily focused on this being that career path, and I fell in love with it in the process. The ability for me to work with people that I want to work with and not be forced to work with people I don't want to, having control over my time, I have 2 degrees, but I can make an income doing this that I could never make with my 2 degrees. My goals along the way have changed. At first, I just didn't want to be broke. I wanted to save some money, be able to pay rent and have money saved. And I learned a lot about managing my money to get to that point. And then the goals elevated, and it got to, starting to be completely debt-free, to starting to invest, to being able to help others and take my family on trips and get to do stuff with them that I wanted to do. And I'm really grateful for now that I can go see my family whenever I want to. When something comes up, I don't have to request off multiple weeks in advance. I can just responsibly take care of my business as needed and my team as needed, and go see my family and go take care of the things that I wanted to do. I was really fortunate to have great mentors in the sales network that I'm a part of. Whether somebody was directly my mentor or not, they would give their time to giving me all the tips and tricks so that I could run my business more successfully. It's like being at a restaurant and being able to call somebody and they give you their secret recipe. If you really go for the altruism of helping other people, it makes sense that if they would ever ask me for help or I start to do really well, that I would turn around and help them as well. And it's something that it's kind of like that pay it forward that I've gotten to experience. The best piece of advice I've gotten was, I can help others become successful, I too will become successful. If I have a bed to sleep in and food to eat, I can do more to help. And it really helped me shift to where if I can help make people around me successful, I know that ultimately I'm going to be doing those things that are going to help me become successful. And the only way I'd expect a team to ever follow me is what I would be doing for them. I look at the success that I've gotten to experience in my own life and the things that I've gotten to do in my own personal life, from the first year in running my own business to becoming debt-free, to being able to start some savings, long-term investments for myself, and seeing at all points where the client always had my back as long as I had theirs. If I was doing everything I could to represent them to the best of my ability, they would always see my work and help me fix any problems that I may be running into. Because if I was doing everything I could, that's the very least that somebody could ever ask. I think about the first business book I read of Be Obsessed or Be Average. Even to this day, I recommend this book to someone the first day when they start with me, because nobody ever remembers average. And nobody ever wants to be average. And everybody that is really successful in any industry is very obsessed about it. I've seen this in my personal family. My brother's a very successful investor. He works for a bank. And in seeing this for the first 3 years, he was obsessed and it was all he did, but now he's been able to find success in his career. And I've been able to find the same by putting in the work and building my business to find that income freedom, that freedom of time to be able to start a family, have investments, and I feel like I have a grasp on what my ultimate future will be. And I felt like before I never knew what retirement or it seems so far away and unattainable that now I feel like I have a grasp on what I'm gonna need to do to get there, and there's still a lot of work to be done. I gotta say I'm most grateful for my mom. I didn't realize how much she was telling me the right advice until I heard it from some of my mentors. And it's a really funny moment I get to experience myself where somebody that I may be coaching will go get a piece of advice from somebody else. And it's a piece of advice I've given them many times over. And they'll come back to me like it's the hottest thing since sliced bread. And I had to learn from my own experience that I shouldn't be frustrated with them, should be grateful that they got that lesson. But when it came to managing my money, to managing my etiquette, to the way I treat people, to you name it, managing my schedule, waking up early, all of this, it was stuff my parents had tried to instill in me. So when my mentors would echo that same thing, it became easy for me to follow. And I think that's also why my family's been so proud to see where I've gone in this. Hey Mom, how's it going? So I'm actually doing a little interview right now, and I was being asked about who's someone I'm most grateful for in my life. And I wanted to say you are one of the person I'm most grateful for from the lessons you taught me. And just wanted you to say hi for the camera.
Hi guys. Well, thank you, Drew. That is so impressive. You've been one of our greatest joys. We said you were our best Christmas present ever.
Well, I love you guys. I'll talk to you guys soon.